The film opens with a chubby girl named Sam showing up at her work. Sam's role as a cashier often goes unnoticed, and she's accustomed to being taken for granted. Outside the gas station, Sam misdials someone's number and hangs up upon realizing her mistake. When she shows up at work, the owner accuses her of breaking the slush machine. In a very arrogant manner, he tells Sam to fix it and scrub the toilets later. Sam, who is not self-confident at all, stays quiet and puts on her work jacket. The scene then shifts to Emily, a young doctor by profession. Emily wakes up to the sound of her phone ringing. As she gains consciousness, she realizes her hands and feet have been zip-tied. She starts panicking and runs short of breath. Suddenly, her ex-boyfriend Charlie shows up with her spectacle. He attempts to calm Emily and puts on her glasses. Emily is startled to see that her ex-boyfriend kidnapped her. Then, he shows her an old video of him taking a spoonful of his bolognese sauce that he cooked for Emily. In the video, Emily seems super happy, and Charlie tells her to sing a song if she thinks the food is good. Emily loves the sauce and sings him a cute song. As the video ends, Emily desperately asks why he has her tied up like this. Charlie reveals that Emily broke up with him days after his father kicked him out of the family. He found it very humiliating, because he wanted Emily by his side in his tough days. In an attempt to relive the old times, Charlie makes the bolognese sauce once again, and brings a spoonful of that sauce for her to taste. Emily is not in a clear state of mind since she was sedated before. She denies tasting the sauce, but Charlie forcefully stuffs it in her mouth. Displeased, Emily spits out the sauce on Charlie's face. Charlie becomes enraged and smacks her face so hard that Emily's glasses go flying in the other direction. He then takes out a sharp knife and intends to use it on her. Despite not wanting to take her life because he still loves her, he reveals that his father's hunting trips have awakened his feelings to slay his prey. However, he mocks that, stating that hunters only slay their target from a distance, whereas the butchers get to enjoy the real deal as they come in skin-to-skin contact with whatever they're butchering. All this talking allows Emily to clear her head, so she comes up with an idea to escape. As she looks around, she realizes that she is inside Charlie's cabin in the woods, where he has displayed the decapitated heads of all his hunts. Emily starts acting nice, just to get his sympathies, and begs Charlie to put her glasses back on her so she can see him in the eyes and talk about reconsidering being in a relationship with him. Charlie goes to pick up her glasses from the floor and notices that they've become dirty, so he cleans them for her. In the meantime, Emily uses her tied-up hands to reach under her pants, where she has a flashing device. When Charlie approaches to put her glasses back on her, she flashes the strong light in Charlie's direction, momentarily blinding him. She attempts to hit Charlie and run away twice, but Charlie eventually gets her. He throws her on the ground where her glasses come off once again. In search of her glasses, she gets her hands on a glass decoration piece. She picks it up and smashes Charlie's head with it till he passes out. Then, she tries to look for her glasses on the floor, but she doesn't get her hands on them. She starts panicking when Charlie grunts in pain. She fears that he might get up, so she quickly uses Charlie's knife to free her ankles from the zip tie. Unfortunately, she walks over her glasses and breaks it. Despite her glasses being of no use, Emily runs out of the cabin for the sake of her life. With her hands still tied tight, she runs away in a random direction because her vision is blurry without her glasses. Meanwhile, a rude lady shows up at the gas station. She fills her car tank with the wrong type of gas and blames Sam for not putting up clear gas cards. She manipulates Sam to give her back her gas money. Despite being nervous, Sam doesn't approve of a refund, so the rude woman threatens to call superior authorities and have the entire gas station shut. After hearing this, Sam concedes to the rude woman and gives her a full refund of the gas money. Meanwhile, in the cabin, Charlie wakes up in his blood. Emily, who is still running with unclear vision, stumbles upon a fallen tree branch and hits her ankle. She takes out her phone and dials 911. She randomly guesses the dial pad and punches in the numbers. As she waits for someone to pick up her call, Charlie is seen dressing his wounds over his head and one of his eyes. With one eye shut, Charlie walks out of the cabin and starts looking for Emily. He loudly yells Emily's name. When Emily hears this, she feels even more scared, because Charlie doesn't sound too far from her. Her call is finally picked up by a female operator. Emily entails her entire situation and begs for help, but the operator says it is going to take an hour to trace her phone number and send help. No matter how many times Emily tries to make her realize the fragility of the situation, the operator doesn't take Emily into serious consideration. Then, Emily asks the operator to at least video call her and guide her in direction, but the operator claims that it is against their regulations to video call someone from their helpline number. Emily finds this response preposterous and hangs up. Then, she stumbles and falls once again. After a short struggle, Emily gets her hands on her phone. She picks it up and feels the broken screen of her phone with her hands, making her even more hopeless. Then, she randomly touches the screen to see if anything works. Coincidentally, her phone dials Sam's number from her recent call activity, since Sam had mistakenly dialed her number earlier that day. Sam gets the call while she's fixing the slush machine. She stops to check who's calling her. She answers the call and apologizes for mistakenly dialing her number. Emily talks to Sam about her situation and begs her to video call her so she can guide her in the right direction. Sam starts panicking because she has never been involved in such activity before. She thinks that Emily is a scam caller and somehow, she's trying to hack into her phone by asking for a video call. However, Emily states that she has no one to help her since her phone is broken and cannot dial any more numbers. Therefore, Sam is to be the only glimmer of hope for Emily. After hearing this, Sam agrees and hangs up on Emily so she can video call her. Sam takes a deep breath and decides if she should make the call or not. Despite having second thoughts, she is generous enough to video call Emily. Emily gives Sam a 360-degree view of where she's standing and asks which way she should head. She also alerts Sam to give her a heads up if she sees her crazy ex-boyfriend Charlie in the back. Sam takes a look at the woods Emily is currently in and tells her to go to her left. Aside from that, she also mentions if there is any hurdle in her way. As Emily walks forward, Sam stops her. Emily gets down in fear of Charlie's return, but Sam reveals that she sees a passageway right ahead of her. She tells Emily to keep moving forward. During all of this, Sam panics about not being good enough for her and mentions calling anyone from her family, but Emily reminds her that if she can see she is probably better than her. While talking, they both open up about how they were bullied and humiliated just because of the way they looked. As Emily reaches the passageway, Sam realizes there is no passageway. They are just giant fallen tree trunks that look like a path from a distance. She apologizes to Emily, but she doesn't mind it as long as Sam is on the call with her. Then, Emily sits down in between the two tree trunks. Suddenly Sam gasps, prompting Emily to think Charlie is there. Sam apologizes once again and clarifies that her battery is running low. Thankfully, she has a charger with her, so she starts charging and resumes talking to Emily, who claims that her phone was fully charged before she got mysteriously kidnapped by her lunatic ex, Charlie. She cannot see how much battery is left in her phone. She also shrieks as her wrists go numb due to being zip-tied for a long time. Then, Sam watches a Russian guy's YouTube tutorial on how to break free from the zip ties. The guy instructs to tighten the zip tie and smack one's wrists against the kneecap to break free from the zip tie. Sam instructs Emily to do the same. When Emily tries this, she breaks free, but cuts her wrist during the process. She screams so loud that Charlie hears her, so he heads toward her direction with a devious smirk. Emily quickly takes out her headband and ties it around the wound, putting medical studies to good use. Then, Emily assures Sam that her wrist isn't cut from the vein, or else it would have been a real problem for her. As Sam's on the phone with Emily, a heavily obese hillbilly walks into the cashier's place to get some sausages. Sam asks the man for advice if someone gets lost in the woods. The man comments that one should not get lost in the woods in the first place and doesn't give her any helpful suggestion. When she desperately asks again, the man states that the lost person should look for a river or a streamline because water is an indication of being close to civilization. While paying, the man sees a credit card stuck in the machine and hands it to Sam, saying someone must have left it in a hurry. Sam realizes it's that mean lady's card, the one who got her gas money refunded. She prays for her not to come back anytime soon. In the meantime, Emily finds a thin tree branch and uses it as a guiding stick, like a blind person would. Emily also hears the man talk about finding the river, but she doesn't know how to look for it. Sam looks it up on the internet and gets a suggestion that a lost person should follow birds in the evening, because that's when they're headed home and can often lead to the river. Emily claims that she heard some birds fly above her a few minutes ago. Sam becomes hopeful and asks Emily if she can guess which direction she heard them heading. Emily once again points the camera to the woods and Sam leads her. When Emily turns back and follows Sam's lead, Charlie is seen standing in front of Emily quietly this entire time. However, instead of following Emily, he goes in another direction. Now, Sam and Emily put their faith in God and keep moving forward. On their way, Sam and Emily introduce one another. Emily is from Michigan, but currently, she doesn't know where Charlie has brought her. She reveals that she became a doctor at a young age, because her mother was a nurse and worked tough hours just so she could make Emily a doctor. Sam, on the other hand, is in Florida. She expresses that she feels bad about being a cashier, but Emily tries to reinforce her with positivity. Given the current situation, Emily is so desperate to get out of the chilly woods that she finds Sam's life in Florida a luxury. Sam also feels validated for the first time when she hears Emily talk about switching places with her. As time progresses, Sam cheers out loud and tells Emily that she has reached a spot near a river stream. She also warns Emily to look out because there is a drop-off, and she can fall. While Emily looks for a better spot to get down to the river, Sam gets distracted by the slush machine which has started to spill out. Due to this, Sam forgets that her phone is charging and walks toward the slush machine. This causes her already broken charger's pin to get stuck inside the port of her phone while the charger is still plugged. Meanwhile, Emily keeps asking for instructions, but Sam panics while dealing with the slush and phone situation at the same time. She plugs out the slush machine switch and finds a pocket knife to take out the charger's pin from the phone's port. In a distracted state of mind, Sam cuts the palm of her hand. Simultaneously, Emily falls off the drop-off and injures her forehead. She also loses the phone, but her earphones save the day because she can still hear Sam. While blood rushes out of her hand, Sam instructs Emily to get back to her phone. In this twist of events, she forgets about the charging issue as soon as Emily finds the phone and gets back on a video call. Suddenly, Sam sees a truck parked above. She thanks the Lord, thinking someone has come for help, but Emily reminds Sam that it is her crazy ex. Emily guesses it right and hides herself by sticking to the walls of the drop-off spot. Charlie plays Emily's song on the truck's speakers, the same song she sang after tasting his bolognese. Emily stays still while Charlie looks from above. Since Emily is sticking to the walls, Charlie doesn't see her and turns back to find Emily in another direction. In the meantime, Emily gets her phone back with Sam's direction. Now, Sam and Emily's views clash when Sam sticks to the plan, and Emily decides to get back up and steal Charlie's truck. She tries to warn Emily, but she doesn't listen. So, when Emily constantly insists, Sam guides her toward the truck and keeps a lookout for Charlie. Emily gets in the truck and fixes her phone towards the road. This way, Sam can see and help her give directions while driving, in spite of Sam's disapproval. Then, Sam sees Charlie approaching from the front. Scared, she quickly alerts Emily of his arrival. Emily asks Sam to guide her when he comes closer to the engine so that she can run him over. Sam doesn't like this idea, but Emily insists she needs to take Charlie's life for her safety. When Charlie shows up in the front of the truck, he spots Emily's phone with Sam's video on it. Before he can react any further, Emily starts the engine and runs him over. However, before Sam can tell her to hit the brake paddle, the truck crashes into the tree and gets jammed. Due to the impact, Emily's phone falls on the truck floor, but the call stays connected. Soon, Emily gets back on the phone and shows Sam around. Sam fails to help Emily detect the issue with the truck and tells her to walk out and run. Then, Emily insists on telling her if she has anything sharp on the ground. Sam sees a broken glass piece from the truck's windshield and guides Emily to it. Emily covers her hand with her sweater so she doesn't cut herself in the process of picking it up. Then, she goes behind the car to make sure Charlie is unconscious. Sam tells her that she can see him breathing and making small movements, so Emily goes to stab him with the sharp glass. Her mental state is so shaken that taking someone's life doesn't sound so horrible to her. Luckily, Sam is on the call, so she inclines Emily and stops her from taking Charlie's life. Soon, Emily snaps out of her shaken state and backs off. Though, for safety, she keeps the glass piece in her back pocket. Now, Emily moves backward from the river. Suddenly, Sam's low battery warning reminds her that she is having a major issue with the phone. She tells Emily everything about the phone situation. Emily rages out and points out that she could have told her this earlier. Sam apologizes and starts looking around the place for a charger, but finds nothing. She is so panicked that she cannot think of a way to get another phone. However, she manages to write down Emily's number on a piece of paper before her phone powers off. Just when things couldn't get any worse, Sam sees the rude lady parking outside the gas station to take her card back. In the meantime, Charlie gets back on his feet and retrieves a loaded rifle from the broken truck's trunk. Sam goes outside with blood on her face, but the rude lady doesn't seem to care and orders Sam to take her inside to get her credit card back. Sam tries to tell her about Emily's situation, but she thinks Sam is on and starts scolding her. She blames Sam for her rude service that led her to forget her card at the gas station. Soon, Sam's battery dies, but she manages to alert Emily of Charlie coming at her with a rifle. Sam begs the rude lady to lend her phone, but she is grossed out and gets on a call with someone. As they go inside, Sam snatches the phone from her and locks herself in the cashier's glass box. The rude lady cusses at her and bangs on the glass, but Sam refuses to give her phone back. Meanwhile, Emily closes her eyes and follows her instincts to hide. Unfortunately, she is caught by Charlie when she comes to an impasse. She can easily fall into the river if she takes a single step back. Seeing no other option, Emily stands up for herself and gives Charlie a harsh reality check on his victim-like behavior. As the two pick out one another's flaws and differences, Charlie attempts to choke Emily. To set herself free from his grip, Emily falls into the river. Charlie grunts, regretful of the sight, not because of remorse, but because he isn't done yet. On Sam's side, the rude lady threatens her and leaves the station when Sam doesn't give her phone back. Sam looks in her pockets for the number, but realizes that she dropped it on the floor outside the glass box. As she comes out of the glass box and picks up the paper, the crazy rude woman shows up with a gun. Sam is after all a decent woman, so she quickly comes out of her hiding spot and tries to calm the woman. She hands her phone back and runs back into the glass. It is revealed that Sam had switched the phone cases and now the rude lady has Sam's phone inside her fancy phone cover. When the woman finds out about this, she opens fire at Emily. However, Sam doesn't move a muscle and continues trying to call Emily, but the last two digits on the paper have been removed due to the slush juice on the floor. She begins making up combinations of the last two digits and finally connects with Emily. Meanwhile, Emily comes out of the water, severely injured and with lost hope. When Sam gets on a call with her, she sees a light being turned on at a distance. She encourages Emily to get up, but instead, she tells Sam about her mother's landline number and asks Sam to use the landline to call her. After hearing about the situation, Emily's mother becomes concerned and asks about her daughter's location, but Emily is unable to answer. It's as if she's given up accepting her impending demise. Sam and Emily's mother give her hope, encouraging her get back on track. Following the light, Emily reaches a barn. At the same time, Charlie also reaches the same area after noticing the turning on of a light at night. When he hears Emily and Sam talking to each other, he comes after Emily. Sam guides Emily and tells her to hide inside the barn. As Emily enters and locks the barn, we see the crazy lady from earlier who calls her rich husband, and he has an even bigger gun. Before the couple can enter the station, Sam locks the doors and hides inside her glass box. The crazy couple kicks the door and uses the back of their guns to break the glass. Meanwhile, Sam is fully focused on guiding Emily. As Emily spins the camera around, Sam sees cans of chemicals. Meanwhile, Charlie shows up outside the barn and starts attempting to break the door. At the same time, the couple also breaks open the front door and starts threatening Sam from behind the glass door. During this heat of the moment, Sam doesn't seem to care about herself and comes up with an idea to help Emily get rid of Charlie. Emily points out that Charlie is going to find her because of the noise coming from Sam's side. She mutes the call and promises Emily that she will text her if she sees Charlie. Now, the owner of the gas station also shows up. When he sees the crazy couple talking about Sam stealing their phone, he takes their side and begins shouting at Sam. He then takes out a crowbar from a shelf and starts breaking the door while calling the cops. Sam blocks her vision from the current situation around her and gives her full attention to Emily. In the meantime, Charlie breaks the door and sees Emily's sweater above the staircase, thinking she's hiding in a plain spot. He goes upstairs and shoots the shoulder, only to find out it's Emily's sweater stuffed with hay. Sam witnesses this through the camera and texts Emily to go. Emily shows up from the side and sprays a toxic chemical all over Charlie's face. His wounds become irritated by the chemical and he screams in pain. According to the plan, Emily is supposed to push Charlie from the staircase, but Emily herself has become so drained that Charlie overpowers her. Seeing this, Sam reminds her that she has a broken glass piece in her pocket. Before fainting, Emily takes out the glass piece and stabs Charlie's neck. She then kicks him and pushes him off the staircase. Due to the loss of blood, Charlie passes away. On Sam's side, the cops show up and take her away. In the meantime, 911 also traces Emily's phone and shows up outside the barn. The film ends with Sam video calling Emily not long after the incident. We learn that Sam is applying for school again so she can get better jobs. Emily, on the other hand, is leaving with her mother to visit her grandmother in her hometown, according to a promise she made to her mother long ago. Then, Emily promises Sam that she will help her with the school application and visit her after she returns from her hometown.